What's going on, guys? So in this video I've got 6, that's right, specifically 6, what a strange number, right, of clones that I plan on wearing and or have already been wearing because I've had some winter weather this week for the cold weather. Some of these are a little different from what they're actually cloning, and some of them are as close as it gets, but I want to talk to you about them. They all perform fantastically when they cut through the cold, most importantly, so stay tuned. Starting with my favorite clone, and this is as close to one-to-one as it gets with Dior Sauvage Elixir. This is from Alexandria Fragrances. This is called Et Sauvage Elixir. This is their version. I've been an advocate for this fragrance since it came out. I've said it before, I'll say it again. As far as scent profile and performance from top to bottom in every category, it is 90% or better similar across the board. Alexandria did a fantastic job with this fragrance. I mean, it's spot on. I do have the original. Very difficult to tell a difference in quality, tell a difference in the top as it dries and so on. It's pretty damn spot on. Strong, spicy fragrance, spicy aromatic with a lot of woodiness to it that really cuts through the cold. This stuff is dense. This stuff is powerful. You don't need a lot of sprays. And like I said, it's very warming at the same time because there's a lot of spice to this fragrance. Cardamom, nutmeg, spices as such. Just beautiful. You can get it for a decent price. It's not really cheap, even if you use I believe they run 15, 20, 25% discount codes from time to time. You just have to search online for them. Check the Alexandria Facebook group and such for discount codes. And you can get this one in a 60 ml or a 100 ml like this, and it's much more affordable than getting actual Sauvage Elixir, and it smells like you're getting the exact same fragrance. It really does. It's that close, in my opinion. One of the better ones to cut through the cold this winter. Alexandria Et Sauvage Elixir. Now, there's no secret that I'm a huge fan of Nishane's Ani, and the best smelling dupe that I've come across is from my buddy Michael Dinsmore over at Making Sense. This is called Amnesia. The vanilla in this is just so rich. It's got that benzoin ambery, almost boozy-like feel to the brightness of the benzoin. This is just such good stuff. Man, I'm a huge fan of this scent profile. I wouldn't call this exactly one-to-one, but I would definitely say it's in the realm of 85 to 90% similar across the board. The performance is there. It's an extrait de Parfum. I'm not sure the exact oil concentration, but it is above 25% at minimum because that's where you cross into the extrait territory. As with the original is an extrait de Parfum. And I would say you still get a lot of the vanilla and the benzoin. It's not quite as spicy in its core as the original. That's where I think you lose a few percentage points on how close it actually is. That's why I say 85 to 90%. But overall, pretty damn hard to beat. The quality smells fantastic. Doesn't smell like a cheap knockoff, even though technically it's a knockoff because it's a clone. And it is cheap. Just doesn't smell that way because you can get 17 mLs like this for 20 bucks. A fantastic Nishane Ani clone. Making Sense, Amnesia. Another thing that's no secret is this is like my favorite clone for the winter. So, of course, this had to be one of the 6 from SCENTual Obsessions. This is Bond Number 9's Andy Warhol. Their version, of course, my all-time favorite from the brand. This is a newer bottle. I have a bottle that's a few years older than this. I just wore this last week at the recording of this video. Plum and oud. As simplistic as that. There's spices. There's other woods to this. It's a little ambery. But the juiciness, this thick, sweet, juicy plum smell just stands out. It's so captivating. This fragrance is extremely powerful. It lasts until you scrub it off in the shower. So however long that takes, whether it's 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours, depending on how long of a day you have, this is going to go all day long. This is great. It's nice and warm while still being sweet. It's a little playful, but not too playful because there is a little bit of that oud funk to it, but nothing that's off-putting. Very wearable type of oud fragrance, a sweet oud fragrance, essentially. Just gorgeous stuff. If you haven't tried this one yet from SCENTual Obsessions, you're doing yourself a disservice. Absolutely worth getting your nose on. Bond Number 9 Andy Warhol, SCENTual Obsessions version. This next one's one of the better clones of Oud for Greatness that I've ever smelled. It's not one-to-one. This is very heavy on the saffron. If you're not a fan of saffron, you won't like this, but It's magnificent. It is from Afnan. It is called Supremacy in Oud. This stuff is fantastic. I love this fragrance. It is great to cut through the cold. It is immensely powerful. So strong. Big wide spray. It's got that mass appealing type of oud smell. Because Oud for Greatness, I've always touted it as one of the most mass appealing easy wears in the realm of oud. Because it's not the most natural or funky type of smelling oud. It's not real dry and pencil shaving-esque. It's not heavily medicinal. It's got a sweetness to it for sure, but there's also some spicy tones to it. There's a floral tone. There's some brightness to it. It's very aromatic and fresh in the top. And this is an extrait de parfum. This is another one that stays forever on your skin. Very, very strong sillage. You will get noticed with this one. You're not going to smell like everybody else unless they're familiar with the Oud for Greatness scent profile. This is going to be probably the first time they've ever smelled something like this. This is a little bit different. I call it mass appealing for what it is, but to the average person that's not a big fragrance enthusiast like yourself and me, they've probably never smelled this before, and it might just blow them away. This is a very captivating type of scent profile, especially the first time you smell it. And Afnan did a great job. The quality is top tier. Afnan continues to impress me. Definitely one I'll be wearing this winter. Cuts through the cold nice and easy. Great clone for Oud for Greatness from Initio. This is Supremacy in Oud by Afnan. This next one I just got in the last few days. I can't stop raving about it. I've featured it quite a bit since I got it. On this channel. I'm loving it. It is known to be a clone of Chopard's Oud Malaki. I haven't tried that one. It must be amazing because the clone's great. This is from Paris Corner. This is Killer Oud, Death by Oud. Those of you that have been watching videos the last couple of days, you've seen this in a First Impressions video. You have seen this in my weekly rotation and so on. I am absolutely loving this. Definitely nice and warm, smoky, earthy and animalic, warm and ambery. It's a little aromatic at the top. There's some citrus in here supposedly that I think is completely non-existent. I think it's some grapefruit supposed to be in here. Don't get that at all, but I get plenty of smoky leather tobacco combo, nice and earthy and animalic. There's this oud feel that's a little medicinal and also a little dry at the same time. It's not real funky of an oud. It's more on the medicinal side than anything else. And then there's a beautiful warm ambery feel here. This is amazing. It's very good across the board and as far as performance. I wouldn't call it a beast by any means, but it definitely can cut through the cold. It's a very good above average projector. It's same in sillage in the moderate range, and then the longevity. So far I've clocked this around 10 hours on my skin, so longevity is not an issue either. I am over the moon excited to have this. This was such a great pickup for me. It was a blind buy. It was a great blind buy. Super, super happy with this fragrance. Obviously, I'm happy with it because I keep talking to you guys about it. Get your nose on this one. It is absolutely amazing. I love this fragrance. This is Killer Oud, Death by Oud from Paris Corner. Last but not least, this is my absolute favorite version from this particular line from Armaf. We're talking about Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense Man, the limited edition Parfum. You know, it's just, it's awesome. I wore the Eau de Toilette in the last few days, like 4 or 5 days ago, maybe, yeah, about 4 or 5 days ago at the recording of this. This does not project as heavy, admittedly, but it's darker, it's richer, it's smoother. The top note is just better. You still get that sharp candied lemon smell. A little bit sharp overall, but not harsh and chemically synthetic like the Eau de Toilette. Still has all of that smoky magic nuance that the original has. Just warmer, richer, and smoother. Like I said, that's the best words to describe the differences from this to the Eau de Toilette. I haven't smelled the Eau de Parfum. Every time I talk about it, somebody asks in the comments. I haven't tried the Eau de Parfum. I haven't tried the Pure Parfum yet. Not this. This is not a Pure Parfum. The Pure Parfum is the newest version. I do plan on checking that one out as soon as possible. Hopefully before the year's out, I'll be getting my nose on that one. But until further notice, this is my favorite version of Club de Nuit Intense Man. It is amazing. It is double the price of the Eau de Toilette, and to me, it is absolutely worth it. It still captivates. It still grabs people. It smells better overall. Like I said, it's much smoother. It still performs great. Nice and dark and warm to cut through the cold. This is Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum from Armaf. Well, that's the 6 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. And I love hearing from you guys. Of these 6, have you tried any of these? If so, what do you think about them? If you haven't tried them, do any of these interest you? Do you plan on getting your nose on them? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts down below in the comments. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 6 and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. It's pretty damn good clones for the winter. Have a good one, guys.